Throughout the year on Facebook, we highlight students who have gone above and beyond as student spotlights. We give a brief bio on the students' SAE, FFA achievements, and future goals. Let's give a warm welcome to introduce our 2020-2021 Student Spotlights. Hey Josie, what's crack-a-lackin'?
Not much, just swinging at the park. What are you up to?
Oh, I'm just fishing.
Jonathan, weren't you supposed to be fixing one of your tractors?
Oh shoot, that's right. Well, I guess I gotta go do that.
While Jonathan's off fixing one of his tractors, let me take you back to my hometown of Vermontville, Michigan.
Hello, Michigan FFA. My name is Josie Turpinine, and I have had the incredible opportunity to serve as your state vice president. I grew up in the small village of Vermontville, where I was involved in FFA, NHS, student council, softball, and volleyball. I've had a love for animals, and especially horses, for my whole life. This love grew into excitement for showing. When I was 10, I began training my own horse and started barrel racing. Since second grade, you can always find me with the volleyball. I spent most of my time in the gym. Thank you to all my teammates over the years for making my memories in the gym my all-time favorite. My family has undoubtedly been my support system since the day I was born. I am incredibly grateful for my parents and all the love they have shown me. Markham and Dylan. You two have been the definition of the coolest big brothers. You two show me how to be the best version of myself, and I'll forever be thankful to be known as your little sister. I'm sure Mr. Sari never thought that when I joined FFA that he would be my best friend throughout high school. Thank you for supporting me and helping me achieve my dreams. To my team, thank you for being the coolest group of individuals I have ever met and for becoming my best friends. The past 365 days with you all have been inspiring and something I will never forget. Thank you, Michigan FFA, for this incredible year.
Hey Josie, I'm back. Weren't you supposed to be working with one of your horses?
I wasn't I? I'll be right back.
Well, Josie's working with her horses. Let me take you back to my hometown of Bay City, Michigan.
Hello, Michigan FFA. My name is Jonathan Sales, and I have had the honor and privilege to serve you this year as your Region 6 State Vice President. I am from the Bay Area Career Center FFA chapter, and I live in both Bay City and Owasso, Michigan. I developed my love of agriculture on my grandparents' dairy farm in Shiawassee County, spending long hours working side by side with my grandfather, Henry Sales. In high school, I participated in CSO, NHS, and THS, Science Olympiad, and Varsity Choir, singing on stage at Carnegie Hall in New York City in June of 2017. When I wasn't showing cattle during the summer, I could be found driving one of my antique tractors. I enjoy collecting and restoring antique tractors, especially the Oliver Oyster 6 that I began restoring with my grandfather before he died. To my mom and dad, thank you for always being there to love and support me in anything I do. To my sister Grace, thank you for being the best sister a brother could ask for, and for always being there to count on to always have my back. To my team, I know this year was different from what we had imagined it would be. It has been most unique, and that was what challenged us. We responded in true FFA fashion with resilience, creativeness, organization, flexibility, cohesiveness, and determination. This year caused us to be our most creative selves and let us shine. I can't imagine having a better team to serve and partner with, to be our best, and to show others that with the right determination, we can and will achieve our goals.
Jonathan, I almost forgot. We have a convention session to get to. Michigan FFA, we will see you at the next session.
Stay tuned during the session announcements for a chance to win a $50 gift card from the Michigan FFA Alumni Association.
Michigan FFA, our 2020-2021 State FFA Officer Team. Our State Executive Secretary, Mr. Dave Wyrick. Our State Advisor, Mr. Mark Forbush. Our Region 6 State Vice President from Bay Area Career Center, Jonathan Sells. Our Region 5 State Vice President from Career Line Tech Center PM, Andy Yonker. Our Region 4 State Vice President from Caledonia, Zoe Zupin. Our Region 3 State Vice President from Harbor Beach, Benjamin Rogenbuck. Our Region 2 State Vice President from Saline, Caitlin Higgins. Our Region 1 State Vice President from Cass City, Addie Skeever Battle. Our State Sentinel from Olivet, Marcus Pennington. Our State Reporter from Hopkins, Stephanie Harvey. Our State Treasurer from Lynxburg, Logan Haggerty. our State Secretary from Mason, Sarah Albrecht. Our State Vice President from Maple Valley, Josie Turpening. And our State President from Perry, Alexander Scoble.
The convention hall will come to order. We are now holding the 5th session of the 93rd Michigan FFA State Convention. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Mr. President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America. So I strive to inform the people in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises.
I hope that my advice will always be based upon true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep the plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is the token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Mr. President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
Mr. President, I am pleased to announce that at this session of the 93rd Michigan FFA State Convention, there are members, guests, and supporters attending virtually from across the state, Mr. President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice
brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this, the 5th session of the 93rd Michigan FFA State Convention, duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented.
Hey Josie, we should just try getting on a game show.
Jonathan, that's a great idea. What? Is that Howie Mandel? Do I see Ryan Seacrest? Pat Sajak and Vanna White?
Josie, we are never going to make it on a game show. We should just start our own. And you know what? FFA members would make great contestants.
Well, with all these amazing contestants, we better get started. Throughout this session, we will be flipping through the channels and presenting scholarships, recognizing our Challenge 24 participants, hearing the retirement address from 2 of our state officers, and presenting Star Farmer, Job Interview Contest Awards, and Demonstration Contest Awards. Let the games begin in the 5th session of the 93rd Michigan FFA State Convention.
Like the game show Wheel of Fortune, where contestants work to fill in a word puzzle and try their luck at the wheel, our next contestants have filled in all the necessary pieces of information and have tried their luck at the wheel of being chosen for this year's scholarships. The O'Donnell and Martha Metters Agriculture, Food, and Natural Resources Education Scholarship is a legacy Don and Martha left to dedicated students studying agriculture, food, and natural resources education at Michigan State University, which is awarded to students preparing for their student teaching experience next fall. This year's recipients are Axie Bouchard, Caitlin Luck, Maddie Kaminsky, Haley Lemley, McKenna Schwass, Sammy Mitchell, Megan Schleybaugh, Haley Talaski.
The Michigan Association of Agri-Science Educators is the professional organization for agri-science educators in Michigan. Every year, the MAAE selects a scholarship recipient who's an aspiring agri-science and natural resources educator currently in their student teaching year. This year's recipients are Janelle DeClerc and Jessica Seif.
Barry Fike was a hard-working farmer in the state of Michigan who had a strong passion for agriculture. It is because of this passion that a scholarship was started in his name to assist students who are attending Michigan State University while pursuing a career in agriculture, food, and natural resources education, which will be presented with the Pauline Glassbrook Scholarship.
Pauline Glassbrook worked for the Michigan FFA Association for over 30 years. Because of her strong belief in the value of FFA, Mrs. Glassbrook and her husband Stanley created the Glassbrook Endowment Scholarship Program at Michigan State University after her retirement. The purpose of the endowment is to help students who are going to become agri-science teachers and FFA advisors. There are 2 scholarship areas, one for incoming MSU freshmen and the other for upperclassmen. To qualify, students must have been an FFA member, be from Michigan, and must have the intent to become an agri-science teacher and FFA advisor. Together, these 2 endowments have combined to give the following scholarship awards. In the upperclassmen scholarship area, the recipients are Axie Bouchard, Benjamin Butcher, Caitlin Luck, Maddie Kaminsky, Haley Lemley, McKenna Schwaz, Sammy Mitchell, Megan Schleybaugh, and Haley Talaski. In the incoming MSU freshman scholarship area, the recipient is Sydney Masters. Congratulations to all of our scholarship recipients.
$12.65. Actual retail price, $12.99. Everybody.
In order to be on a game show, participants must apply to play. Then, if they are lucky, they are selected to come on the stage. The same goes for the Challenge 24 Academy. Students who are interested in learning more about what it takes to become an agri-science educator will apply. And if they are selected, they will spend 2 days on MSU's campus to learn all about what it means to be an agricultural educator. Please join me in welcoming our Challenge 24 participants. The 2020 participants are Allison Littlefield, Kimberly Melendez, and Savannah Mock.
In the show, The Amazing Race, teams of 2 people race around the world in competition with other teams. Pairs get eliminated if they are the last to arrive at a destination. Although these next 2 have been racing around the world, Sarah Albrecht, our state secretary, and Ben Rogenbuck, our Region 3 state vice president, have been making the best of every opportunity and would like to share what they've learned in their retiring address. Join me in welcoming Matthew Albrecht and Robbie Eisler for a special introduction.
Hello, everybody. My name is Matthew Albrecht, and today I have the opportunity of introducing to you my sister, Sarah Albrecht, for her retiring address. I remember when we finally got Sarah to join FFA in the beginning of her sophomore year. She signed up for everything, including the Green Hand public speaking contest. I remember her working on this speech for hours on end every night, but when it came time for our district leadership contest critique night the week or so before districts, she forgot everything. But what was unique about Sarah was her response. She never quit. She never pulled out her fancy color-coded note cards and never asked Mr. Barnum to feed her a line from the back of the room. Instead, she decided to fight through every word and finish the speech that she knew she could finish. Now, Sarah would be the first to tell you that this speech was not perfect, but this story is about more than that. This story is about Sarah's perseverance, her commitment to excellence, and her determination. 3 qualities that Sarah exemplifies extremely well. She made the highest dance company that her studio has to offer in the 7th grade and has performed everywhere from halftime shows to Wharton Center professional performances. She has been a key member to some really great parliamentary procedure teams for Mason FFA, and she has never settled for less than an A on her report card. Needless to say, Sarah has some things to be proud of. But what's unique about Sarah is that in a conversation with her, none of these things would ever come up. She truly embodies humility to the fullest extent. And that is what makes Sarah such an incredible person and state officer. Sarah, I could not be more proud of the way you have represented yourself throughout this past year. Your hard work, your determination, your perseverance, your commitment to excellence, your heart for service, all of those things have not gone unnoticed, and I am so proud to call you my sister and to call you my best friend. Michigan FFA, at this time, I am pleased to present to you your 2020 Michigan FFA State Secretary, Sarah Albrecht, for her retiring address.
Hi, I'm Robbie Eisler. In Michigan FFA, I'm here to introduce to you your Region 3 State Vice President Benjamin Rogenbuck. Ladies and gentlemen, it's shake and bake time. We start our story back in the 8th grade at a district FFA competition. From then, Ben and I have been on nearly every FFA trip together. It got to the point where our advisors did not care where we went. They just knew we were out having a great time, making new friends, and many friends we didn't make. Our adventures took us to many different places, from Indiana to MSU to the Thelma, Michigan. We always found a way to have a great time and to get others excited about FFA. Ben was super excited about FFA and decided he should run for state office. He sometimes questioned himself, but I always knew he'd be great as a leader. I was proud of him fulfilling that role as a state officer. With our crazy, funny, and unique friendship, we were always proud of each other. Fast forward to the week after FFA State Convention, and COVID-19 was starting to shut everything down, including events for the new state officer team. I was never more proud of Ben than when we had this conversation about the change of his year of service. I told Ben, this really stinks for you as well as the rest of the team. However, to my surprise, Ben told me, "Are you kidding? Robbie, I'm finally a state officer." That is when I realized that Benjamin Rogenbuck really did want to serve you, Michigan FFA, to the best of his abilities, no matter the obstacles put in front of him. This year, Benjamin Rogenbuck has become the leader he was always meant to be. He's overcome these obstacles by finding ways to still engage members, though not in person. His whole team has shown what it means to seek to serve. So, Michigan FFA, I am happy to introduce to you your 2020-2021 Region 3 State Vice President for his retiring address, Benjamin Rogenbuck.
I feel like new sunglasses, like a brand new pair of jeans. I feel like taking chances. I feel a lot like 17. I feel like windows roll down new city streets and cabs. I feel like anything can happen, laughing. You take me right back when we were kids. Never thought I'd feel like this.
Do you struggle with being authentic? We can never be truly happy in our lives if we wear a mask. Now, I'm not talking about a COVID mask. I'm talking about the kind of mask that hides who we truly are. We are able to lead a life full of fulfillment if we are true to our authentic personalities.
Do you try to change yourself to fit in with others? It is so easy to pick up the label and persona of who others want us to be, and that may even feel more comfortable for us because it helps us fit in. Not only are we being dishonest with others, but we're being dishonest with ourselves.
Growing up, I attended a Catholic school from kindergarten to 8th grade. I had 11 classmates who were all very different from myself. I felt like an outcast. I can remember grabbing my tray every day at lunchtime and praying that I'd find a place to sit. And more often than not, I ended up sitting at the end of the table, far away from my peers. As I grew older, the struggle continued, and I grew more and more frustrated with myself. I can remember sitting at home every weekend and playing video games while all of my friends got together and hung out. Yet I never got an invite. I hated myself because I thought that I was the problem. I would do anything to be included, so I did the only thing that seemed like it would get me anywhere. I changed myself to be more like the people who I aspired to be around. And when even after all of my efforts, I still didn't get validation from those people, I came to the conclusion that I just didn't belong anywhere.
When I was little, I used to dance around my whole house all the time. I didn't know a real dance step, but that didn't stop me from turning, tapping, and leaping around. The summer going into 3rd grade, I performed with my Vacation Bible School group on stage in front of my church, and a ton of people went up to my parents telling them that I had to join a dance class. So, the fall of my 3rd grade year, I joined my first ever dance class, and I loved it. I had danced once a week for my first year, and then I gradually added more nights as the years went on. The fall of my 7th grade year, I auditioned for the performing company at my dance studio and made the highest company possible. I was beyond excited to start working with my new team, but I was the youngest person in company, which quickly became an issue. I was the only middle schooler among all the high school girls. This created a culture of cliques, negativity, and competition. Instead of dance being an escape from my stress, it was the root of it. I felt like the only way I could fit in with these older girls was to stop being me and try to be one of them. I muted myself and didn't embrace my potential. When I walked into the studio, my smile faded, my bubbly personality popped, and I stopped being Sarah and became whoever they wanted me to be.
When I got to high school, I had more opportunities to make friends. Being very quiet and shy, thanks to years of self-doubt, I struggled. But eventually, I found my place in my first ag class. For the first time, I didn't feel like I needed to wear a mask to fit in. My classmates helped me find confidence in the person I was. My personality grew a lot during my freshman year, and although I didn't realize it at the time, one of the most impactful opportunities of my life was coming: FFA chapter officer elections. Now, I didn't plan on running, but my advisor and some of the older members saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. After an application was basically forced into my hands and hours of consideration, I decided to take a chance and lead with my authentic personality. I submitted my application.
I kept this act up for 3 years. For 3 years, I shut myself out to fit in with this group of girls that thought I was someone that I wasn't. During the auditions going into my sophomore year of high school, I met this girl who was also auditioning. She was talking to everyone, laughing as loud as she could, and being unapologetically herself. I was a little thrown off by this at first, because that was not the culture that was formed. We had a culture of silence. We only talked to each other about choreography, not about our outside lives or emotions. It was refreshing to see someone want to be themselves. When I went to senior company rehearsal that next Friday, I saw the same bubbly girl from the auditions putting on her shoes in the lobby. I went and introduced myself and learned that her name was Kira and that she was in the same grade as me. Kira had this energy about her that was contagious. I started to enjoy going to the studio again after I met her. More importantly, when I opened the door, I continued being me.
After a nerve-wracking interview, I was elected as the Sentinel. Right after officer elections, I attended the Region 3 officer camp. And over the weekend, I grew so close with my teammates that by the end of camp, I was singing Let It Go in front of everybody so that we could eat first. Through finding a family in my teammates and meeting new people, chapter office allowed me to accept and discover myself. I began to achieve things that I never thought that I could. For the first time in forever, I felt confident in who I was and genuinely enjoyed myself. I achieved higher grades, grew closer with my football teammates, and participated more in my community, all while being my authentic self. When I was authentic, all of the depression and anxiety that loomed over me, thanks to years of self-doubt, faded away. When I was authentic, I was able to be a more impactful leader, teammate, and community member.
There was this book that I read in Mr. Barnum, my FFA advisor's room, called Habitudes with different leadership lessons. There is one lesson in the book called Thermostat and Thermometer that says people are either thermostats or thermometers. They will merely reflect the climate around them, or they will set it. Leaders develop values and principles and set the pace for others. Kira is the definition of a thermostat. She valued authenticity and set that principle for me. I wasn't the only one that changed after meeting Kira, though. Over the first few weeks after Kira joined company, there was a gradual shift in the culture. We went from being competitive and negative to being supportive and encouraging. We stopped being acquaintances and started being friends. We went from a group of strangers to a family. It took one person leading authentically to flip the switch. Only one person had to be unapologetically herself in order for everyone else to feel comfortable being themselves.
When we are authentic and truthful with ourselves, we open our doors up to growth. We are so much happier being ourselves than being the people that we think others want to see. Once we accept ourselves for who we are, we allow ourselves to connect with our passions and values in both our relationships and daily experiences. Once we find fulfillment in our lives, we can allow our authenticity to affect the lives of others. Much like Kira sparked authenticity in Sarah's dance team, and my officer team sparked authenticity in me, all of us have an opportunity to help others down a path to a more authentic and fulfilling life.
When we are not our authentic selves, we stunt our leadership capabilities. People gravitate towards specific leadership styles and personalities because they can relate to that person. When you can relate to others, your words carry more weight. Being authentic is simply seeking our personal truth. Being an authentic leader is simply leading as ourselves. Forget about the fancy titles, positions, and impressive leadership personas, because none of that is relatable or real. Being an influential leader is not having the most important title. Instead, lead from your heart. That is when we truly make an impact.
Raise your hand if you're on a sports team. Raise your hand if you play an instrument in the band or sing in the choir. How about those of us who are dancers? When we are participating in these activities, are we being truthful to our authentic personalities? We are constantly pressured to conform in our daily lives. Our schoolwork is being watched by our teachers. We have constant input from our employers, and the list goes on. At your next band concert, football game, or dance recital, why not seek your truth? After all we have to lose is our self-doubt and fear.
Find your truth by leading an authentic life. Don't let the fear of being judged by others impact your decisions. The next time you are interviewing to be a committee chair, chapter, regional, or state officer, don't try to be the perfect candidate. Ignore that thought and continue to be unapologetically yourself. Seeking your truth will make you a more impactful and authentic leader during that year of service.
We are all going to struggle with self-doubt sometime in our lives. In those times of doubt, it is important to remember who we are and what we stand for. It is important to own ourselves as individuals. We are so much more fulfilled in our lives when we are true to our authentic personalities, not just in leadership and academics, but in life in general.
Life is not a performance. We can't choose a character to portray just for the sake of fitting in. Be the thermostat in your life. Create a culture of authenticity and vulnerability in your home, school, and extracurriculars. This might sound like a daunting task, but it is very simple. Be unapologetically yourself, no matter who is around, and you'll be a more impactful leader and lead a more impactful life. Michigan FFA, seek your truth.
Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane.
honest, hardworking, and kind FFA officer. You drive a big diesel truck and have a love of Milwaukee and Snap-on tools. Your heart for serving others is only surpassed by your sense of humor and ability to always make others laugh and lighten any mood. Michigan FFA, our 2020-2021 Region 3 State Vice President, Benjamin Rogenbach.
Sarah, your kind heart and happy feet is what truly sets you apart in this world. Whether it's dancing or making people smile, you truly are one of a kind. We may have gotten to know each other over Zoom, but you have inspired me all along the way. I don't know where we would be without you. We love you a lot. Michigan FFA, our 2020-2021 State Secretary, Sarah Albrecht.
Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new.
This is Jeopardy!
On the show Jeopardy! Contestants devote their time to studying topics ranging from sports to history and everything in between. To be able to move on to the next show, participants must be able to answer questions as efficiently as possible. Even though they are not on national TV, these next members have put countless hours into their SAE by researching their industry, managing their projects, and educating others along the way. One of the most popular and diverse SAE areas is agricultural production. Students in this category have production projects that range from livestock to crops to poultry and everything in between. This award recognizes the top students whose projects are the foundations of aspiring farmers. The finalists in agricultural production are Trent George from the Niles FFA chapter, Sydney Masters from the Saline FFA chapter, and Anna Mosier from the Dansville FFA chapter.
Trent George is a 17-year-old senior at Niles High School and a member of the Niles FFA chapter. Trent is currently the chapter president and was on the 2020 state-winning agricultural issues team. During his time as an FFA member, he has maintained very diverse supervised agricultural experiences. Trent owns a flock of over 30 registered South Down sheep and has started his own hay operation. He raises market hogs, lambs and goats, and owns a beef breeding heifer. Trent also participated in 2 placement SAEs, working at Seldom Rest Farms and with Wolverine Electrical Contracting. The main enterprise in his SAE is his flock of registered South Down sheep. Trent and his family travel to livestock shows across the country, and he uses his success in the show ring to help market his sheep. In 2019, Trent exhibited the National Grand Champion South Down ewe, and in 2020 was the breeder of the Reserve Grand Champion Ram in the National South Down Open Show in Louisville.
I started showing livestock when I was 5 years old. Both my brother and I enjoyed showing sheep, so we grew our South Down flock. The older I got, I found an interest for working on equipment, and I also added hay to my SAE.
Over the past 4 years, Trent has grown his hay operation from 2 to 19 acres. He has purchased several tractors and pieces of hay equipment for use in his operation. He rents hay ground from local landowners and sells most of his hay through the use of social media. In the classroom, Trent has worked closely with his FFA advisor, Mrs. Cheryl Rogers. He would like to thank Mrs. Rogers for helping him develop leadership skills and for her support and guidance. After high school, Trent is looking forward to working with an electrical contractor and will continue his education with the goal of becoming a master electrician. Congratulations, Trent George, star finalist in agriculture production. Sydney Masters is an 18-year-old student from Saline High School. During her time in FFA, Sydney has been involved in multiple supervised agricultural experiences, most notably beef entrepreneurship. Sydney's beef program includes raising her own shorthorn and shorthorn plus beef cattle. Market and breeding animals are all important to her program, and she works every year to improve the quality of her herd. With her breeding program, Sydney has been able to raise her own animals for the local county fair, attend cattle sales, and learn countless lessons while working on her family's farm.
FFA has changed my life in many ways, but probably the biggest influence it has had on me is helping me realize what I want to do with the rest of my life. I had always considered being a teacher, but until I joined FFA, I had no idea I could combine my love of agriculture with a career in education. FFA has not only helped me grow as a leader, but has also helped me establish a clear direction for my future.
Sydney has also participated in poultry and swine production SAEs, and she has really enjoyed getting to learn about raising different livestock animals. In FFA, Sydney has been very active, competing at the state and national levels, attending many leadership conferences, serving as the Region 2 Secretary, and holding multiple chapter offices. Sydney knows the skills she has gained from her projects will help in her future endeavors, especially as she plans to attend Michigan State University and pursue a career in agri-science education. Congratulations, Sydney Masters, star finalist in agriculture production. Anna Mosier is an 18-year-old senior at Dansville High School. During Anna's time as an FFA member, she has developed an SAE in dairy entrepreneurship, where she has established her own herd of Class A Holsteins. Anna has built an operation of 22 registered Holstein cattle, which she merchandises by exhibiting them at the state and national level. Her responsibilities on the farm include daily chores, as well as keeping up with registrations and making breeding and developing decisions.
Ever since I was little, my two inspirations have always been my older brothers. I've grown up watching them take two very different paths in just about everything they do, including being involved in the ag industry and working with dairy cattle. But with them doing this, it's really shown me all that the ag industry and FFA has to offer me, and I thank them for it.
Anna currently serves as the president of the Michigan Junior Holstein Association and is a 2020 Michigan Dairy Ambassador. These opportunities have helped her develop contacts with other breeders around the state of Michigan. Anna enjoys sharing her passion and knowledge of the dairy industry with others in her community. She has developed her own animal loan program for interested young people. After high school, Anna plans to pursue a degree and a career path in agribusiness using all of the knowledge she has gained from FFA and her dairy entrepreneurship SAE. Congratulations, Anna Mosier, star finalist in agriculture production.
In the Michigan FFA, star in agricultural production is Trent George from the Niles FFA chapter. Congratulations to our state star in agricultural production.
In the show Survivor, contestants are isolated on an island where they have to use their strengths to build fire, shelter, and make it through challenges. In the end, 3 are in the finals, but only 1 can be the last survivor. Although these next FFA members aren't on a deserted island, they have obtained some survival skills in the job interview contest. This contest is designed to give students practical experience in the steps needed to attain a job in today's job market. Students prepare a resume and cover letter, fill out a job application, and partake in a mock interview to show off their strengths and capabilities. Join me in welcoming this year's job interview participants. Receiving bronze, Ashley Smith from the Dundee FFA chapter. Receiving bronze, Michael Baden from the Fremont FFA chapter. Receiving silver, Kennedy Ellis from the Alpena FFA chapter. Receiving silver, Leah Erie from the Laker FFA chapter. Receiving silver, Michael Van Gilder from the OSTC Northwest FFA chapter.
OSTC Northwest. Woo!
Receiving silver, Daisy Langenberger from the Bay Aranac FFA chapter. Receiving gold, Clarice Fitzpatrick from the Ovid LC FFA chapter. Receiving gold, Madeline Lakowski from the Bad Axe FFA chapter. Receiving gold, Courtney Steffi from the Fowlerville FFA chapter. Receiving gold, Emily LaSalle from the Olivet FFA chapter. Our first runner-up, receiving gold, Matthew Richardson from the Newaygo Career Technical Center FFA chapter. And our state winner in the job interview contest, Trent George from the Niles FFA chapter. Congratulations to all our job interview participants.
On Minute to Win It, we watch in amazement and awe as contestants from all around America compete to win a grand prize by demonstrating their skills in minute-long challenges. Likewise, in FFA, students compete from all around the state to demonstrate skills relating to agriculture and natural resources industries. Help me in giving a warm welcome to our demonstration teams. Receiving silver, the Wexford Misaki FFA chapter. Receiving silver, the Jonesville FFA chapter. Receiving silver, the Montague FFA chapter. Receiving silver, the Sanilet Career Center FFA chapter. Receiving silver, the Genesee Career Institute FFA chapter.
Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Woo! Woo!
Receiving silver, the Jackson Area Career Center FFA chapter. Receiving silver, the Ionia FFA chapter. Receiving gold, the Bay Aranac FFA chapter.
Yeah!
Receiving gold, the New Lothrop FFA chapter. Receiving gold, the Ithaca FFA chapter. Our first runner-up, receiving gold, the Niles FFA chapter.
Yeah, let's go! Yes!
And our state-winning team in the demonstration contest, the Marshall FFA chapter.
We are the demonstration team from the Marshall FFA.
Team members are Izzy Ensley, Mackenzie Henniger, Mara Tiernan, and Stephen Turner. Congratulations to all of our demonstration participants. Howie Mandel hosts the popular game show Deal or No Deal, where participants have the chance to change their lives by winning large sums of money. In just a moment, we will call the names of 6 members whose lives will also be changed. We are about to learn who is going to make a deal with you, the Michigan FFA, to serve as a state officer next year. Michigan FFA, our 2021-2022 ceremonial officer team. Our state sentinel, Haley Austin. Our state reporter, Marissa Petripin Ball. Our state treasurer, Sydney Masters. Our state secretary, Kaya Cooper. Our state vice president, Emma Barnum. And our state president, Amara Jackson. Congratulations.
Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
Yes, I do, Mr. President. The 6th and final session of the 93rd Michigan FFA State Convention begins this afternoon at 4 p.m. Highlights include the retiring address of our state reporter, Stephanie Harvey, and our Region 1 State Vice President, Addie Stever Battle. We will recognize the 2021 National Chapter winners, more Leadership Contest Award winners, and meet the 2021-2022 Michigan FFA State Officer Team. Don't worry if you missed a session this week. To view past sessions, visit the Michigan FFA website or the Michigan FFA YouTube channel. There will be a virtual delegate meeting following this session. Check with your advisor and the updated convention schedule for details. Finally, scan the QR code on the screen to the drawing for a chance to win a $50 gift card from the Michigan FFA alumni. Enter the code on the screen. Come on down. Mr. President, this concludes my announcements.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this session? We are about to adjourn this session of the 93rd Michigan FFA State Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation under God,
indivisible,
with liberty
and justice for all.
I now declare this session adjourned.